Good morning. Okay, you're probably not watching this in the morning, so if you aren't, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Okay, that's relevant. Jim Carrey, Truman Show, Sonic 2, and the Sonic movie. Okay. Oh, also, happy Easter. And during the season, let's not forget the real reason of this season. Okay, this is out after Easter, but please let me have my fun. Okay, now before we get into the actual video here about Billy Hatcher and the giant egg, I'd like to tell a personal story. For years, I would play the GameCube demo disc my older brother had. One of the game demos included was for Billy Hatcher, and as a little kid, I had always wanted to play it. The demo made the game seem so fun, but I never had the opportunity until I learned that my new brother-in-law had the game. So he let me borrow it. 5-year-old me's dreams were coming true. I'd like to get into a quick history of the game here. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg is a GameCube game released in 2003. I wasn't even 1 year old yet. It was published by Nintendo and developed by Sonic Team. Wonder what games they make. The story is odd, but this is Sega, so what did I expect? The game takes place in Morningland and is inhabited by chickens. But one day a swarm of crows comes and takes over in an attempt to make an eternal night. Then we open on the titular Billy waking up late. I can relate to that. And he runs to meet his friends. Upon meeting his friends, one of the chicks from Morningland appears and is attacked by crows, but Billy saves the chick just in time. The chick then teleports everyone to Morningland. Okay, this is a perfectly fine setup for a kid's game, and I don't mind the opening having no dialogue. Billy, after arriving in Morningland, is then contacted by the Chicken God. I'm not joking, that's even what it calls itself, or the God of Chickens. Yeah, I'm doing this for Easter. This is really sacrilegious for me, I'm sorry. Okay, and Billy is told about the legendary chicken suit. Now the actual game starts. After finding the chicken suit, Billy can now roll eggs and crow like a rooster to hatch them. Oh! Maybe that's why he's called Billy Hatcher. Okay. The eggs must be fed fruit to grow before being hatched. Fruit can be found by destroying boxes and other objects, killing enemy crows, or just sitting out on the ground. Some eggs will have items to help Billy, or they may have an elemental creature to combat enemies in puzzles. For example, a water penguin to put out fires, or a flying fire cow to melt ice. The first level of every world starts by having you rescue the chicken elder of that area to bring back the daytime. Then the second level is a fight against the crow boss that plunged the land into darkness. After that, you can move on to the next world and skip the last 3 levels of that area. The boss fights are easily the best and worst part of this game. The best because the design of the bosses are visually interesting, and the music is one of the best tracks in the game. The worst because the actual fights are not that interesting, and the bad camera controls make them even worse. Half the time, I couldn't even see the boss because of where the camera was pointing. I have one major nitpick I'll discuss at the end of this video, and man, it's a big one. The music overall is great, not just the boss music. The main theme is an earworm, and most stages can range from great to passable, and then to grating. Yeah, they can't all be winners. If you haven't noticed already, I'm doing this video in the same general format as my reviews, even though I won't be ranking the game at the end. And there is a very big reason for that. Okay, the graphics look pretty good for a mid-life GameCube game. The design of the chicks look kind of like the chocobos from Final Fantasy for some reason. There's a lot of variety in the level designs, such as a grassland, a beach with pirates, a dinosaur volcano, a snow mountain, and a circus land. Hey, wait, most of those are just Sonic level themes. Okay, most of them are actually just generic platformer level themes. And yes, okay, most of the levels are relatively original in their design, like the Pirate Beach and the uh okay, that was the only one I could think of. Uh we're just blazing right through this. This is the part of the video where I would usually give the game a score, but I said earlier I wouldn't be scoring this game. There are two reasons for that. One, this is an older game, and two, I didn't beat it. I know, I'm kind of a hack for doing this, but I have my reasons. It's like watching a bad TV show and stopping after the second episode before you waste any more time, or stopping yourself from watching more than 2 Nick Cage movies in the same day and experiencing a mental breakdown. I've been relatively positive up until now, but there are 2 points in this game that almost drove me insane. The first comes up in the second level of World 2, the Pirate Beach, land whatever. Around the start of the level, you're supposed to use a cannon to reach a higher up platform, and the chick standing next to the cannon says to aim just above the flag that is on the platform you're aiming at. The aiming controls are so finicky, and aiming above the flag is already hard enough. And once you do, about 9 times out of 10, you'll fly over the platform and land in the water, losing a life. Even aiming a little bit under the flag, not under the flag, under, just above the flag, you'll still fly way over the platform. I don't understand this. I did get past this because it's about the start of the level and not too much of a time investment. But it is so bad with how it controls. Now we come to the part that actually made me quit playing the game. In the first level of the 6th world, you get the Elder Egg about halfway through the stage, and you come to a segment that wants you to put it on a rail so you can go through a door that is too small for the egg to fit through. Then you need to catch the egg on the other side before it falls. This would be fine in concept if the rails in this level actually worked. There are other stages with the same rails, and they work. About 4 out of 5 times on this stage, however, the egg, or both me and the egg, would clip through the rails and fall over the edge, losing a life. So this is why I did not beat the game. Instead, I scrambled from being under the yoke of this game. And upon further research into this game, I found an answer to why this was happening. And here it is. The producer of this game, Yuji Naka, co-creator of Sonic the Hedgehog, said this game's engine is, and I quote, an evolution of the Sonic Adventure 2 engine. That was the only thing I needed to understand everything. The Sonic Adventure series of games is known for being really buggy and having issues the player would have to learn how to avoid. So it's not really hard to see the connection here. Is it? Is it? So with that, Billy Hatcher and the giant egg isn't what it cracked up to be. Much like an Easter egg, it has a pretty exterior, but on the inside, it is a hard-boiled experience. And so with that, 5-year-old me's dreams were crushed and cast aside by a bad game engine. This has been Marcus Talks, and this is the lowest point of Sega Month. So I hope you all have a good day, and play the Game Over Billy Hatcher outro music now.